If you want to work on your deep squat mobility and advance your squatting, both range of motion as well as your strength and your control in set movement, then you've come to the right place. Because today I will be sharing my own deep squat routine. This routine is basically single-handedly responsible for my absurd deep squat mobility in my hips, in my posterior chain, in my anterior chain, and pretty much every single muscle you require to get into a deep squat is being strengthened, stretched, and primed for your workout. So if you're ready, you're gonna need two pieces of equipment, which is gonna be an elevation, anything will do, and some sort of weight. Of course, start with a lighter weight, and the stronger you are, the more weight you can use. We'll start with the easiest exercises first and advance into more and more intense ones. So if you're ready, let's have some fun. So to get started, both feet flat on the ground, parallel to each other, legs extended, hands on the ground or as closely to the ground as you can bring them. And we're gonna switch into a deep squat from here, pushing our pelvis forward, opening up our knees and extending our legs once more. We're only gonna do this for a handful of times. Go into a resting squat position, upper body fully upright, and extend back into a forward fold position. One more time, all the way down, push your hips forward, keep your upper body extended, all the way up, extend both legs, and one final time, push forward and extend both legs once more. And now we can open up a little bit wider. If you can't keep your hands on the ground, that is absolutely amazing. If you can't, you can have your hands on your legs right here. We're still keeping both of our feet parallel, and we're gonna switch into a cossack. Stretch to the left side. We're not going down all the way yet. We want to keep both legs in complete contact with the ground so we can work our adductors, and switch to the right side and switch to the left side. If possible, we want to bring our hip crease to the same height as our knee without our feet leaving the ground and staying parallel. And one more time to the right side. And now we're gonna increase our range of motion all the way up, sit down to the left side, raise your heel and turn your right foot up. Now we're switching the stretch from our adductors to our hamstrings on this side. We have external rotation in both hip joints and we're pulling our toes in actively, lengthening our gastroc and soleus as well as our Achilles tendon. So now we have a complete stretch in our posterior chain all the way up to our glutes, and we're gonna switch it up to the other side, all the way up, and sit down to the right side. Elevate your heel, turn your left foot up, pull your toes in, lengthen your posterior chain on the left side. We're gonna do this a handful of times. We're always moving completely up, extending both legs before we move down into a deep squat on the left side. And all the way up, all the way down, deep squat on the right side for this nice cossack stretch. All the way up, all the way down to the left. And with the next repetition, we're gonna increase our range of motion even more. Sit down to the right side, bring your left hand behind your left knee and your right hand to your left foot and pull closer. If you can, bring your upper body as closely as you can to your left leg. And we're gonna switch all the way up, deep squat on the left side, right hand behind the right knee and left hand grabbing the right foot and pulling it in all the way. And we're gonna repeat this 2 more times, all the way up, deep squat on the right, cross over, right hand to the left foot, pull in, reverse all the way up, deep squat on the left, cross over, left hand, right foot, pull in, and all the way up. We're gonna change our main focus to add some extension in our hip flexors. This time, deep squat on the right side, right knee all the way down on the ground, and push your hips forward, lengthen your hip flexors, lengthen your quads, keep your left leg extended, pull your toes in. We want to lengthen our posterior chain the slightest bit on the left side. And now we're gonna reverse slowly all the way up Deep squat on the left side, left knee down to the ground, push your hips forward. We're flexing our posterior chain, starting with our hamstrings, our glutes, and our spinal erectors to push forward and release the tension in our anterior chain. So let's do this once more to the right side. Sit down all the way, knee to the ground, push forward, lengthen your anterior, flex your posterior chain, reverse, all the way up, all the way down to the left side, push forward and lengthen, and all the way back, all the way up. We have one more exercise before we switch starting positions. We're gonna go down to the middle, just like so, and we're gonna switch extended legs. So move to the left side, keep both feet flat on the ground, and push your pelvis down as much as you can when switching sides. All the way to the right, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, all the way to the left, working our adductors, opening up our hips into external rotation in the bent leg, and feet parallel. Also working on our ankle mobility. All of this is going to help us with our deep squat mobility in the long run. One time to the right, one time to the left, back to the middle, extend both legs. Now pull your upper body down to the ground as much as you can. Relax your neck, let your head hang loose, keep your feet parallel, your legs extended. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna switch starting positions. We're gonna start out in a deep squat position with our feet flat on the ground. For those of you who wanna add a strength aspect to this mobility workout, you're gonna grab the weight right now in front of your chest. If you don't wanna use it, don't use it. We will start with internal rotation in our hip joints, bringing our right knee in front of our left foot. We're rolling over our toes, lengthening our foot musculature, getting into ankle flexion, and reversing before we switch it up. Left knee to the right side and right knee to the left side. Switch, left to the right, right to the left. We're gonna do this one more time. Left to the right, right to the left. Back into our deep squat starting position. Pull your shoulders in as much as you can. Put the weight down, open your arms, and bring your head down, rounding your back all the way. We're actively pushing our legs back, opening up our hips, holding for 3, 2, 1, release. Grab the weight if you are using it. Now we're gonna combine internal with external right rotation. Right knee to the left, roll over your toes, ankle extension, and left leg external rotation all the way down, upper body upright, and add some lumbar or spinal rotation as well, upper body to the left. Now we're gonna reverse the entire movement back into our deep squat position. Internal rotation on the left side, external rotation on the right side, upper body to the right, and get back into your deep squat position. Switch it up. Right leg to the left leg to the left, upper body to the left, back into our starting resting squat position. Left knee to the right foot, extend your ankle, right leg to the right side, upper body to the right side, and back up into the deep squat position. We're gonna increase our range of motion even more. Internal rotation right, external rotation left. Bring your upper body all the way to the left, just like so, and bring your head down. If you want to, you can bring your face all the way down to the ground, just like so, for 3, 2, 1. Carefully sit up, grab the weight if you're using it, get back into this deep squat starting position. Same thing on the other side. Left leg internal rotation, right leg external rotation. Upper body to the right. Bring the weight down. Bring your face down. Hold for another 3, 2, 1, and back into our resting squat starting position. We're gonna get into external rotation only. Left knee carefully down to the ground. push forward, extend your right leg. We're flexing our glutes and our spinal erectors as well as our hammies, and back into the deep squat and switch it up. Right leg externally rotated, extend the left side, flex your posterior chain, reverse and switch to the left side, reverse and switch to the right side, and back to the left. We've got 2 more repetitions. One time to the right. We're always rolling over our ankles, teaching ankle extension and flexion, hip extension and flexion in combination with knee mobility. And back into our deep squat starting position for the next level. So now we can grab ourselves the elevation, get into a resting or deep squat starting position, onset elevation. Now we're gonna bring both knees down to the ground symmetrically. Now be very careful not to hurt yourself. Slow movements, knees down. We have external rotation in both hip joints. Push your hips forward, lengthen your hip flexors and your quads. We're rolling over our toes. Absurd ankle flexion. We're getting really nice stretches in our feet musculature as well. And now you can use your hands on the ground to reverse and keep your upper body forward as much as you can, rounding your back, getting into spinal flexion. And you can even use your hands on the ground when you bring your knees down. If you want more control and more strength aspect, then keep your hands up, slowly, carefully bring your knees down, push forward, and slowly reverse into our starting position. 2 more times together, carefully, slowly, bring your knees down, push forward, and help yourself reverse. Final time. Slowly, full control, full concentration, knees down, push forward, hold, and we're gonna lean back just the tiniest bit with our upper body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back into our elevated starting position right here. Now we're gonna do asymmetrical ones. Once more, left leg outwards, push forward. Now we have a lot more stretch in our foot musculature and we need a lot more strength in our posterior chain, as well as this nice opening asymmetrically in our hip joints. And reverse. That wasn't that good. And right knee down. Carefully push forward and reverse. Carefully. If you want to, you can use your hands to help yourself out. Hands on the ground, or you can use your own strength, your own control to reverse and switch. Right knee slowly down, push forward, reverse. Final time for the left side, left knee down, reverse. Final time for the right side, right knee down, push forward, and reverse. Bring your hands down to the ground, extend both your legs, take a deep breath in. And when breathing out back into a deep squat position, pull your shoulders in, open your arms sideways, bring your chin all the way down to your chest, round your back, spinal flexion, push your legs back, open your hips, take another deep breath in. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and bring your hands to the floor. And now we want to get into extension in both legs once more. Extend both legs as much as you can. Keep your hands on the ground if you can. We're gonna switch 2 more times. Deep squat position, push your hips forward and forward fold, hands on the ground, elevated in our feet. 1 more time, deep squat position, push your hips forward and extend both legs. We're gonna hold this forward fold, elevated for 3, 2, 1, and back into our starting position. Very awesome. Good work. Now I know some of these exercises were a bit advanced, but if you can follow along without the elevation and without the weight, and over time progressively overload, increasing the intensity, then there shouldn't be a problem and your deep squat mobility should be getting better and better, and over time you can increase both the elevation as well as the resistance. However, with that said, sadly that's all the time I've left for you today. If you like the video and subscribe, and please check out other videos on this channel because we literally have new ones every single day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Captain Cairo, peace out.